welcome again to our weekly broadcast, our TV broadcast show here on GMAP1.com. This is CJ with you this morning. I want to welcome all of you for coming. I'm so happy to be here this morning with you. Every Tuesday, we're here sharing the love of Mart and what this awesome company, this industry has to offer. I want to give thanks to our producer, technician, our founder and owner of GMAP1, Pastor Kevin Strada, who is here making everything work smoothly. Every time, we come here, you never know if there's going to be some technical issues, but he's always faithful every week to be on top of things. And so I want to thank him, and I want to encourage you to tune into GMAP1 whenever you have a chance and listen to some great gospel music, some great shows, and help and support this TV broadcast show. I want to thank all my friends from all over the world that are tuning in. I know I sent out a last-minute note there, a text or email or something to you. I hope you received it and are able to get on. I also want to encourage you to call your friends, tell your friends about the show so they can come on and hear about what we're talking about, because we have a mandate, ladies and gentlemen. We have a mission to share to the world the wonderful opportunity of Mart and how it is changing lives all around the world, not just physically in your health, but also financially with your wealth, and also with building up your relationships and helping you live a stress-free life. How many of you know that that is important in this day and time, in this world that's filled with so much foolishness, I call it, so much negativity, so much pain, so much hurt? I mean, from the weather to shootings to accidents to all kind of things where you hear so much negativity on news. I hate to watch the news these days. I just do it to make sure I'm abreast of things. But the reality is that all those things just drain you of so much because there's so much negativity. Well, this show is designed to give you something positive, to impart something positive into your life so that you can come and get excited and keep upbeat so you can pass it on to the rest of the world. We want to be a light to the world, don't we? That's what the word says. We should be a light. So I'm hoping and believing that those of you that decided to be on this show again this morning, that you come in and be that light, have that excitement, have that joy, so you can go and spread it with your friends, your families, your neighbors, your co-workers all around the world. So I want to welcome you. Thank you for being a part of this show. If you see me here in my sweat top here, yeah, I barely made it into to the studio this morning. I came running through the door with a few minutes left to go, but thank God, like I said, our technical advisor and producer, he's always ready and had me ready to get started. And once that music gets going, there's no reason for you not to at least tap your feet, tap your foot, or your hands, do something to get moving with that music, because it gives you that upbeat feeling, and that's what's getting me going today, because I'm excited to be here today with you. And again, I want to thank you for being a part of this. Just came in from Iowa this weekend, had a chance to go back to my alma mater, Luther College in Decorah, Iowa, where we celebrated 50 years of the BSU. That's the Black Student Union, which when I was there on campus many moons ago, I was blessed to be the vice president of the association. So this event was near and dear to my heart. I had never had a chance to meet those individuals that initially started the organization, who were the pioneers of the BSU. I did send a text out to some of those. I hope they're listening, and because I want to say something that really touched my heart this week, and I was able to connect with some of my old classmates and some that were before me and even after me. But we all got together. There were quite a good number of us that were there. But it was really a joy, and it really touched my heart to see the men and women that actually started the BSU. And this isn't just for Luther College. This is for individuals around the late 60s, going into the 70s, when the BSUs were started, that were guys that really took charge, had courage, acted without fear. Probably there was fear, but they did it anyhow. That just said, you know what, we have to fight for justice. We have to fight for our rights. We have to fight for some civil liberties that we should have, but we don't have. And a lot of them were persecuted because of it, but they stood the test of time anyhow. So I really had a joy of and excitement about meeting these individuals that were the pioneers face to face. Some of them, they're in their 60s, their late 60s, going into their 70s, but the reality is that they were the ones that they were the trailblazers. They were the ones that set the path for us that came after to be able to go and do some great things, get an education, have the liberties to have different classes that we would not have had it not been for them, have the ability to participate in committees and events on campus that we would not have been able to do were it not for them. So I want to say kudos to all of those original members of the BSU, especially those of Luther College in Decorah, Iowa. But here's what really dawned on me as I was there. Those are the kind of individuals that make up Shop Free Mart. Those are the kind of individuals like our founder, Mr. John Austin, like Mr. Tom Green, like most of our leaders, and I'm not going to start calling names because I know I'm going to miss some people, but those are the type of people, leaders of Shop Free Mart, that are going on there forging the way of Shop Free Mart, expressing the power of what we have in our hands in order to change lives in a very drastic and positive way. That reminded me that we have to stay on course. We have to stay vigilant, just like those individuals did. If we want to make a change in the world, if we want to make a change that's lasting, that's going to affect lives 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15, 20, 30 years from now, because my commitment to Shop Free Mart is not so that I will get rich. You can get rich doing a lot of different things. My commitment to Shop Free Mart is so that I can come in and make a difference in my life, in my family lives, in the lives of others around the world. But I also want to, when I leave this earth, when I breathe my last breath, I want to be able to say that I was able to build something positive, something that will be passed on from generation to generation. And the word I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is legacy. I want to leave a legacy for my family and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. My question to you is what you're doing right now give you the ability to live or to leave a legacy for your children and grandchildren for generations to come? And if it is, then that's wonderful. That's great. I applaud you. Continue to do what you're doing. But if that's not the case, I want you to consider some of the things we're talking about today, some of the things we're going to share with you that I believe is really life-changing, that can give you that breakthrough that you have probably been looking for. And so we started the show last week and talking about some things, and I want to share some more on that today and kind of give you some preparation for what's to come in the weeks to come, because I promise you the shows coming forward you don't want to miss, because I'm going to have some special, very special guests moving forward starting next week, the week after that, and the week after that. And the reason I can say that is because this weekend coming up, we are having an unbelievable event called the Ambassador Roundup, which is a special event put on by the leaders of Shop Free Mart, where we are going to be meeting in Branson, Missouri to connect, to meet each other, in some cases for the very first time, to share ideas, to encourage one another. And I believe with all my heart that we're going to leave Branson next week Sunday fired up, feeling 10 feet tall and bulletproof, to come out here and share what Shop Free Mart has to offer to the world. And I'm going to be lining up while I'm there speakers for the next several weeks and months. And so I promise you there are going to be some dynamic leaders that are going to be participating in our show moving forward. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, before I get into and to continue what we talked about last week, I got to say this, guys. You know what? I live up here in the Midwest, in the Chicagoland area, being in Iowa this past weekend, and I'm here in the Midwest. Now, this week, in a couple of days, it is going to be May. That's the 5th month of the year, May. Would you believe that just this week, a few days ago, we had over 4 inches of snow? Yes. So I know some of you in Florida are laughing at me right now. My friends in Arizona are saying, well, CJ, get the heck out of there. You know, all of you down in California and all over the South and Atlanta, yeah, we had snow this weekend. Temperature dropped, snow came down. Fortunately, it didn't stay for days and days, but it just boggles my mind that we had to have snow with about 2 days or 3 days left before the beginning of May. Anyhow, I'll get over it. But thank you for sending your warm cheers and your loves and your prayers up to us. We really appreciate that. So let's go back to our conversation last week. We talked about why this industry. And you know what? This is one of those topics that a lot of people don't like to talk about. It's like the big elephant in the room. Because truth be told, network marketing, direct sales, referral marketing, being an entrepreneur in itself and an enterprise, there's some negativities that are attached to it. There's some from stigmatisms that are attached to it. There are some blows and some black eyes and some bruises that the industry has taken over the years that a lot of people have taken in, and that's all they see. And so sometimes it is a struggle for us being in this industry, even though when you look at it overall and you look at the big picture, and some of the things we talked about last week and we're going to continue on today, it really is truly the purest level playing field that there is when it comes to being in any industry. It really is. And we talked about some of those things last week, and so I'm going to jump right in and mention some of those things we talked about last week, because I think it's important for us to get caught up and get up to date with what we're talking about. And then I want to go into something specifically that I think really is the hinge that really makes direct sales and network marketing and referral marketing, all those things would make them work. And some of you that are listening, you may agree with me, you may disagree with me, but the reality is that if you compare it to anything else, and I'll be willing to do that with you, I don't think you can find anything that's comparable to this, as long as this thing I'm going to share with you today, that a lot of people don't like to talk about, if this is in place, okay? So yeah, we talked about this is a great industry. This industry of direct sales, of network marketing, of just connecting with individuals. We call it all different kinds of things. We call it referral marketing. We call it just getting to know one another, connecting with friends and family. The reason why this thing is so powerful is because, again, as I said, it offers a true level playing field for anyone that wants to get involved. It's the only industry that allows for the average person to come on board and have the opportunity and the potential to create something great for themselves and for their family. Now, please don't feel insulted if you feel I'm calling you average. All I'm saying is that there are so many people out there who do not have the skills, the intelligence, the intellect, the affordability, the positioning to do so many things. But no matter where you're at in life, you have the ability to connect with this industry. It's the only industry that compensates you for your own hard work and personal efforts without any hidden agenda or prejudices. You do not have to be a person that is overqualified or underqualified or qualified at all. All you have to do is make the decision that you want to be in this and you want to be a part of it and you want to make it happen for you. It's an industry that does not it doesn't bother us if you have different spiritual beliefs than we do. It doesn't matter to us what denomination you are or if you have a denomination at all. It doesn't matter if you're a Methodist, a Baptist, a Muslim, a Jew. It doesn't matter because this industry is open to you to be able to participate. It's an industry that doesn't matter if you are rich or if you are poor, if you are wealthy, if you are not wealthy, if you're middle class. It doesn't matter even if you are homeless. That's right. I said homeless, and I can sincerely share with you that you can even, especially part of Short Free Mart, be homeless and still be a part of this industry. It's an industry where it doesn't matter what your skill level is, whether you are a great presenter or if you are shy and timid and not really one who likes to speak in front of people or be in an audience where you have to be the focal point. A lot of people out there like that, but it doesn't matter in this industry. What I love about this industry is that they would accept you wherever you are, but we will refuse to leave you there if you need to work on your personal development. And that is what I love about this industry. This industry is something like if you are shy, if you are an introvert, if you are a person that not a go-getter, that's okay. We have systems, we have tools, we have resources in place that can get you beyond that so that you can still be successful in this industry. No other industry allows you to be able to be in that position. It's an industry that doesn't discriminate against you if you're black, if you're white, you're Hispanic, Asian, Native American, Indian. As long as you're willing to work, put in the effort, you are accepted in this industry. It's an industry that accepts you no matter what. Doesn't matter which side of the tracks you live on, whether you came on the south side, the north side, the east side, or the west side, or no side. Or if you just placed right plump in the middle. It doesn't matter where you came from. What I love about this industry, which is so different from so many other industries and businesses, it's an industry that allows individuals to dream again. A lot of people are working in a job right now, and I understand it because I do too, because we have to be able to take care of our responsibilities. We have a car note, we have a mortgage, we have a rent in some cases, we have maybe some credit card bills, we have utilities we have to pay for clothes, food, shelter. All those things I understand are necessary. So yeah, you need to have the ability to bring an income. But the question I'm bringing to the table is the job that you have allowing you to fulfill your dreams? Now, if it doesn't, don't quit your job. Just find something that will be able to allow you to work towards that. And then if you are so blessed, or if you have that desire to transition where you can live your dreams and do something great with this industry, then do it. But this industry affords you the ability to be able to dream. You may still even keep your job because you love what you do. Like I said last week, 85% of people have stated through a Gallup poll that they hate their job. So if you're one of those 15%, then hey, that's great. But why not still allow yourself to be able to make that extra money to live some of the dreams that you have, to travel around the world in places that you want to go, that you dream about going, to be able to help and give and support those organizations and non-for-profit organizations and your churches and your missions and education that people need, or help someone get their business started. See, whatever we're doing, we always can do just a little bit more. And if we are just staying with what we are just making do, we're just getting by, then you have to ask yourself a really deep question. Is that what really you were designed to do? Is that what God wants you to do? So this industry affords you and allows you the ability to dream again, to fulfill some of those things that you thought about when you were young, but were never able to accomplish when you got older. You know, life has a way of beating us up. Life has a way of bringing so much negativity. As I said earlier, you watch your television, you watch the news, everything on there, 90% of what they project, whether it be on the TV or online even, are negativity. It's all about people breaking up, about people getting shot, people getting killed. I mean, there's a story just this past week that took place in my area up in Lake County, Illinois, where a husband and wife are being charged for killing their 5-year-old son. I mean, how bad can it get? You know, and they tried to make it look like he was kidnapped, and that really made it even worse to me to just even hear that story. But it just gives so much negative vibes. So let me stop talking about that, because I don't want to pass no negative vibes on this show. Because reality is that if you are in a situation where you're not feeling like you can fulfill the dreams of your life, then you need to at least consider something like we're talking about today, getting involved with network marketing and direct sales and referral marketing. And I will even go a step further and say to you, I believe with all my heart that Shop Free Mart is the best opportunity, and that gives you the ability to make that happen, to make that come to reality for you. And I'm going to share some reasons why I believe that later on in the show. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in and coming to be a part of the show. I thank you for all those that are called in, that are listening in. Some of you are watching this afterwards, maybe in another day even. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of May. It's the last day of May, and we are here at GMAP1.com, that we're here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. And we'd love you to come and be a part of our show every week. If you're tuning in for the first time, make it a point. Set your alarm. Put it on your schedule to come and be a part of our show every week. I promise you, you won't disappoint it. You will be given information that will enhance your belief, enhance your understanding, give you some encouragement, and allow you to move forward in whatever it is that you're doing, even if it is not Shop Free Mart. But we're here every week to really be that undergird this company, to lift it up and share it with the world, because there, like me, there are so many of us, leaders all around the country and around the world, that are talking about Short-Free Mart, even right now as we speak. There are people that are doing conference calls, people are doing three-way calls, people are talking to individuals on a one-on-one basis about Short-Free Mart, and that's how powerful this movement is. And we're just doing our little part every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Time, so I hope that you understand that and become and be a part of what we're doing. So yes, this whole industry, allows you to be able to dream again. It allows you to be able to make a difference in the life of other individuals around the world. So why not be a part of this? But understand this. We are individuals that we stop dreaming and we stop believing and we stop feeling that there is something better than what we're experiencing right now. But I'm saying to you today that Short-Free Mart is that hope. Short-Free Mart is that possibility for you. So, you know what? Don't stop dreaming. Continue to do that, because it really is what keeps us excited, what keeps us going. I remember when I was young and I used to dream about taking my whole family on all expense paid on a cruise. I talked about this last week. I was able to accomplish that goal, except one thing. There were a couple of that were not able to make it because of scheduling. But you know what? I want to make that goal come to reality with everyone. So that's still on my bucket list to make that happen. So that's something that excites me. That drives me to be able to get up every day and talk about something and push something that's going to benefit me in a very positive way, keep me positive, but also help me financially and relationally in every other area, and it can be the same for you as well. So this industry that we're talking about, this industry of network marketing, of referral marketing, of direct sales. Some of you are asking, well, it's not for me. And you're probably saying, again, that, you know what, I did kind of take a leap of faith in the past and thought, well, I'll try it out. And that's the optimal word, just trying it out and seeing if it'll work. And it didn't really work for me, CJ. It didn't give me all the things that they promised me it would give me. I didn't accomplish the things that I saw other people accomplish. And so I just kind of stepped back and got away from it and really have no interest in it whatsoever. And you know what? I get it. I understand you. I feel you. I've been there. In fact, just prior to becoming a part of Short-Free Mart, I had made a very serious commitment and said, you know what? I would never get involved with another company again. But then, lo and behold, when I saw the reality of what I was doing and how I was just getting by, how I was working hard, I was getting compensated, but not what I thought I was worth, I had to come back and revisit this again. But it had to be with the right situation. So when I was introduced to Short-Free Mart, where the gentleman that started this, I found out a little about him, did my research, and got a chance to speak to him directly. And I came to believe that this man was a man of honesty, a man with integrity, a man who had a passion for what he did, who was concerned about other people more than he was concerned about himself. Because he believed what Jim Rohn said, which was that if you help enough people get what they want, you will inevitably get what you desire. And so I kind of bought into that. I saw his vision, and I said, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Not only was he a Christian man, but he wanted to bring Christian principles into this industry, which was missing in so many cases, because the reality is there's so much greed and selfishness and cutthroat in this industry, and that's why it has such a black eye and a stigma to it. But the reality, ladies and gentlemen, is that there are still good people in this industry. There are still good companies that you can be a part of, and Short-Free Mart is the number one. Why? Because of people like John Austin. I got a chance to see his heart and his commitment, and I also understood something else. He was a man that stayed the course no matter what adversity he encountered. No matter what he came up against, he pushed through, knowing that this vision that he was given was just not a happenstance or a dream. It was actually a vision given to him by Almighty God that he knew that he had to fulfill. And I seen that played out over the last 3 years. Yes, I was here 3 years ago when we were first getting started and getting the motor running and getting it starting to push up that hill. And I saw what he was able to do. But I believe this company in this industry and specifically Shop Free Mart is the way to make those dreams come into reality because of what it has to offer. There's no tricks. There are no gotchas. There's no ha-has at the end of the day where feel like you've been bamboozled or coerced into doing something you didn't want to do. Because number one, it doesn't cost you to get involved. Number two, there are no auto ships. Number three, you don't even have to buy a product to get paid. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about those things later on. But I want you to know that this industry is still alive and still as well. And so it allows you the ability to still be able to dream. What I want to share with you today and go into a little bit more detail, but I want to come back on the other side of our break. I've been talking a lot, and I really, hopefully that some of you that are on, you can call in and maybe share some personal stories, or if we have time, we will try and get you in. But there's so much information I want to cover with you today because I want to convince you, at least attempt to convince you, that if you have never thought about getting involved with network marketing, that you will maybe have a second thought. If you've been involved with network marketing, but you had a bad experience, that you don't let that stop you, but you jump back in with both feet and give it another shot. I like one of the things that our great company, CBO, Chief Breakthrough Officer, our corporate trainer, Dr. Breakthrough, said that has influenced so many people. He said, and don't let the start stop you. And I'm so blessed to hear that statement, and even it resonated throughout the company that one of our great leaders, Mr. Ty Grael, wrote a poem about it. And one of these days I'm gonna have him back on again so you can hear that poem. But that statement in itself is so powerful. So many of us get jaded because of bad experience that we had, and then we don't get back in the game, and then we just give up on our dreams. But again, don't let the start stop you. So you have to start at some point, and this industry allows you to be able to do that. So I want to go in on the second half of this show and talk a little bit about the industry and how this industry allows you to make money even while you're asleep. Did you hear me? Did you get that? You have the ability to make money even while you're asleep. If you can't make money while you're asleep, then you are going to be working for many, 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 many years into your latter years, into your twilight years, because you're going to be just making ends meet and probably not even doing that. Because statistics say that at age 65, most of us end up dead, disabled, or broke, or dependent on friends, family, or the federal government. And you don't want to be one of those individuals. So I'm going to share some things with you about this industry, how you can avoid that on the other side of this break. So as I want to encourage you, please stay tuned. Come in on this show and watch us and be a part of us, support us. We appreciate you. Every week we're here at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. GMAP1.com. GMAP1.com. We'll see you back on the other side of this break, where we're going to talk more about this industry and talk about some serious things and why some people look at this as in a negative way. But I'm going to hopefully turn that around for you today. God bless you. We'll see you in a little minute.
You save it. So you buy stuff with it.
I put it in my piggy bank.
You can buy a house, save it to buy your car,
Give it to charity. Save it for college. Put them in the bank.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. When you're ready to start, we're ready to help with auto insurance. Get started at countryfinancial.com/simple steps.
Welcome back to the other side of our show. We're on the second half hour here, and we have so much to talk to you about. But I have some people calling in. I would really like to open up the lines and hear from them. But so I'm going to be very direct in this portion of the show. I want to welcome you back to GMAP1. We're here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. To GMAP1, we want to encourage you to come and support us every week. Support this radio show, this TV broadcast, and so we can share with you and the world this wonderful opportunity at Shaw Free Mart. We're talking more about a generic subject in regards to the whole industry this past couple of weeks, and we're continuing to do that today. And I want to get some feedback from our audience on what your experience has been in dealing with this industry, because I was listening to a call last night, and the question was asked, how many network marketing companies have you been involved with? How many direct sales companies have you been connected with? And I think the average was about 15, 16, 17. And some people that's a lot. Some people that's not. Some people have way more than that. But the reality is that this industry does have some stigmas to it that I think we need to address. But I still hold strong. I still hold tight to the reality that this industry is the absolute best industry for the average person that's out there that's looking to make a difference in their life. But it does require some things, and I'm going to talk about that today. But the one thing before I open up the lines I want to share with you is that this industry allows you to not just dream, not allows you to have a level playing field, but also allows you to make money while you sleep, as I talked about just before the break. But it's an industry that makes it affordable for most people to get involved. And when I say affordable, the cost to get involved, to really literally start your own business, is very minimal. And what I love about Shaw Free Mart is that cost is zero. That cost is absolutely nothing. Now, some of you are saying, yeah, right, CJ. Okay, so what's the catch? When is you're going to come from the back way and you're going to blindside me with something? In reality, that there is no blindside to it. That is the truth. Shaw Free Mart, there is no cost to become a part of what we do. You become a free member. You become have the ability to do everything that me as a business builder wants to do, whether you are a business builder or not. Some people become a part of Shaw Free Mart just for the products. Some people come in just to want to make a little bit of money. Some people come in because they see the potential of making a huge amount of income that can literally change their lives. And so whatever it is that you desire, Shaw Free Mart has the platform for you to be able to participate with that. But Shaw Free Mart is truly free. You don't have to be on an auto ship. You don't have to buy a product. You don't have to buy anything in order to get paid. All you have to do is make a decision to be a part of what we're doing. It is an industry that is simplistic in its nature, but requires hard work and effort in order to be able to be rewarded for what you do. It's an industry that allows you to utilize the very successful business principles of leveraging and residual income. See, so many of us are stuck on that linear income where we're we're just excited about getting that check every 2 weeks. And the reality is that they give you enough to make you want to come back next time, the next week, to come into work again. We're working at 40 hours a week. You do it for 40 years. And when you retire, you get 40% of what you were making, and they expect you to live off of that. Some of us get comfortable with that. But this industry allows you to be able to come and use leverage. We talked several shows in the past, and if you get a chance to go to YouTube and put GMAP1.com and put CJ in there, you'll listen to some of our previous shows. We had a whole show for a couple of weeks where we talked about utilizing the powerful principles of leveraging, where you're utilizing other people's money, other people's time, other people's efforts, other people's ideas, the OPP, OPI, OPM. Those are what allow you to build a team and create friends in this industry, because that principle is the principle that actually works. And so when you have an opportunity like that to come into a company like Shaw Fremont that doesn't give you the stress of having to come up with $1,000 or have to pay for a back office and maintaining that, to pay for resources to build your business and tools and marketing tools, the question is, why wouldn't you do it? And that sometimes baffles a lot of us that are part of this and some of our leaders. But the reality is that people have been so beat up about this industry that they always believe that there is a catch. They always believe that there's something you're not telling them. And so all we have to do is just keep proving that Shaw Fremont is truly what it says it is. But my question to you today, and I want to open it up to the audience, is if you did not do network marketing, direct sales, and what are some of your alternatives? What are some of the things that you can do that will offer you the ability to come into an opportunity like Shaw Fremont and be successful? So I know we have a number of people that dialed in, and so I don't know some of your names, but I know the last four numbers of your phone number. So if you don't mind coming in and sharing with us some of your experiences being in this industry, whether it be positive or negative, and where you're at right now, because some of the negative things you may bring up, I will be able to address, and I want to be able to address. So come on, right now we have some calls here. I see this number here, 0033, last four digits, 0033. Can you come on, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and give us a testimony, a question, an insight of this topic that we're talking about today?
Good morning. This is Coach Kim in Baltimore, Maryland. I am a proud member of Shop Fremont. So basically what I'm bringing to the table is, I guess, proof positive that the industry works if you don't give up in looking. It's almost, to me, Shop Fremont has been like if someone gives you a pile of oysters, 100 oysters, 1,000 oysters, and says, you know what? There's a pearl in there. There's a very valuable, even priceless pearl in that pile. And you may have to shuck 99 to get to the 100th, but if you keep shucking, you'll find it, right? So I'm just so glad, CJ, that I didn't give up on oyster number 14 or 44, right? So I've been through a lot of different companies, and they can be daunting, but I have just been able to turn it around into like a treasure hunt. And I know that finding Shop Fremont has been worth the wait and worth the frustration and worth the disappointment of the other companies. And I would encourage anyone who is coming off of almost kind of like coming out of a bad relationship, right? People say, oh, I'm never going to date again because the last guy took me to the wire. You know, it's like, well, you could do that. That is your choice. Or you can find the best, most happy, most fulfilling, most enriching relationship ever and live happily ever after. So do you want to pick yourself up again?
Yes.
So I found that Shop Fremont is a great way to pick yourself up again and to literally not only live happily ever after, but to help other people do the same. So thank you for allowing me to share. I am in love with Shop Fremont.
I can tell. I can feel the love coming through to the airwaves here, Coach Kim. And thank you so much for that. That is such a powerful statement because, again, a lot of us face adversity in our lives, but it doesn't and it shouldn't stop us and cause us to just stand still, stay stuck in our tracks when we know we should be moving forward. Now, again, I know that there's apprehension, there's fear, there's concern moving forward because you want to make good decisions. But again, what I love about Shop Free Mart, and I really wanted to get into this today, and I'll probably share it next week in future shows, is that Shop Free Mart remove those barriers, those fears, those possibilities of you getting hurt out of the way completely. So now you really literally are without excuse to at least try, at least give it a shot. And those that don't give it a shot, guess what? You're going to miss everyone. Like Michael Jordan say, every shot that he did, he missed every shot that he didn't take. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying to you, no matter what it is that you've experienced in the past, as Coach Kim say, and I like the analogy she used, she must be from Baltimore, Maryland, where I know is the fishing capital of the world, where those oysters, you have a bunch of oysters in your community, in your sphere of influence. Start shucking them, start open them, and I promise you, you will find not just 1, 2, 3. You may find more pearls than you can imagine, and you would make it easy for those pearls to come and be a part of Shop Free Mart, because again, there's no possibility of being hurt. There's no fear to be involved with being a part of Shop Free Mart. So thank you, Coach Kim, for being a part of that. I want to hit another caller. We have last numbers 1730. If you can come on and tell us your name, where you're calling from, and share with us what's on your mind in regards to this show today.
Hey, good morning, CJ. This is Earl Ennis calling. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, Earl. Good to hear you, my brother.
Yes. It's amazing. I think the message is the same, because for the most part, I say, what, I'm done with network marketing and all this stuff, especially certain characters, who would have some negative impact on the industry,
right.
And you see how they move, and they say, wow, if this is how it's going to be, then I don't want to be part of it.
Right.
But what got me excited and fired up about Shop Free Mart, you may or may not know, is the Freedom Package, system called the OLT online system, and that was the perfect product for my referral marketing component of that system.
Right.
And so utilizing that on a rotation style advertisement, and I was able to build a membership of over 130 people in about 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm glad that I was introduced to Shop Free Mart.
Yes.
And that's my angle, helping other people as well.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Earl. By the way, our CEO here, a technician, the guy that does everything here at the studio, Pastor Kevin give a shout out to you and said to tell you hi. Thank you so much for sharing that, Earl. Yes. What Earl is saying is that, what Shop Free Mart allows you to do is, on your own cognizance, on your own decision, would you make a decision of your own? You can decide to build this business to the magnitude that you want to. And one of the products that they have available to you to purchase, if you so desire, is called our Freedom Package. They have two options. You can get one for $149. You can get one for $199. The $199 includes our 21-day challenge, breakthrough challenge, that was brought to us to help us change our minds, our attitudes, our commitment, our belief level in this company and in this industry, that was introduced by Dr. Stan Harris. But that investment, if you so choose to do that, allows you to be able to duplicate that down over and over and over again, with is the one-time cost of $149 or $199, and now you have the ability to build an income that over a period of time could really, literally, and it will show you how it happens in the back office that you get for free, how you can make over $421,000 just by filling up this one matrix of building team members 9 levels down. I'm not going to go into details of that, but here's what I always say about that. $421,000 by you sharing it with, let's say, for example, 3 people who shared with 3 people who shared with 3 people, all the way down 9 levels. And this is just the gist of it. So listen to me. 9 levels, 3 telling 3 telling 3. You can make over $421,000, right? Okay, so what if it took you 4 years to do that? That means you would average over $100,000 a year in the next 4 years. If it took you 8 years to do that, that means you would be averaging about $50,000 a year over an 8-year period. Now, my question to you is, if you're making over $100,000 now and this isn't an issue for you, then that's fine. But I promise you the majority of people are not, because I know what the averages are. We know that only probably 10%, 5 to 10% of individuals in this country are making over $100,000. So the other 90% are not in that category. And so the reality is that you have the ability to do that with this company called Short-Free Mart, and you're also doing something that you love. You're doing something that's helping other people with their health and the pain and the suffering that they're going through, people who are need to know about these wonderful products that we have available. So you're doing something good for people while you're making money. And so you can't tell me that there's something better than that, because, again, you're coming in and you are building something that is very, very affordable. And, again, that's what this industry affords you to be able to do. So thank you for sharing that with us, Earl. There are other products we can talk about, like the virtual business card. We have other products that you can really hone in on, because we know each one of those are multi-million-dollar industry. We have a Pure Dine that's coming in that's available now, as a matter of fact, that everybody in the world needs. We have our hydration drops. There's a wonderful program every Monday night and every Thursday night. You can go into Facebook and look into the Short-Free Mart Coaches Corner live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights and Thursday night, and they have a program where they're talking about Project Hydrate, and they're talking about this product we have called the hydration drops. And everybody needs this. Everybody needs to know about this, because the reality is that so many people around us are hurting and having diseases, not unnecessarily, because these are things that are preventable. Because we're dehydrated, we are susceptible to all these diseases that are causing us pain and discomfort and hurt, and not being able to have the relationships with our spouse and our children, our grandchildren, because we're hurting and in pain. My goodness, we have so much to offer people. And so I really, really encourage you to really take a serious look at this. If you want to build a big business, the Freedom Package is the way to go. The virtual business card is the way to go. But if you want to just come in, try the product, make a couple of dollars, we have that platform for you as well. I want to try and get one more call in before we end the show. Let me see here. We have 4547. I don't know who that is, but if you can come on and give us your name and where you're calling from and share with us what's on your heart this morning.
CJ, this is Coach Pate in Chicago. How you doing this morning?
Coach Pate, how you doing, sir? My road buddy.
I'm hydrated and excited and motivated, and man, I just love listening to you. Every time you step up to the mic, man, you just bring it. I mean, simply amazing call, great information, and you know, the one thing, I am part of I like to say the lesser half of the coach's corner. She's the brain, I'm the beauty.
I think she'll have offense to that.
What I like to say is one thing I always tell people to remember. Mm-hmm. If you say yes to something, somebody else will say yes to. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's something that you saw, you're not the only one that's looking. You're not the only one that sees it. You're not the only one that feels it. You know, I've always been, for me, in direct sales has always been a matter of being a product of the product and being about the product. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, although I was in it also for the money, but if the product didn't work, if the product wasn't real, it wasn't true, and if the company didn't have integrity and stand behind what they're presenting, then it wasn't for me. Some companies that stayed too long, because the product was still good. The business might have went bad, but the product was good. Some, I believed in the company, but they did something wrong with the product. Right. But what I found here at Short-Free Mart, everything I didn't know I was looking for Short-Free Mart, but when it found me or I found it, it was love at first sight or first taste. As soon as I tasted the water, it was over. I tell people, come on in the Short-Free Mart. The water is fine. Thank you, CJ.
Coach Pate, thank you so much. You know what I love about thank you so much, Coach Pate. You know what I love about what you said is that at the very beginning of your statement, you said, if you did it, then someone else will do it. And you know what? I truly believe that. I believe the fact that, you know what, when I joined Short-Free Mart, I was number 415. And I said, oh, that's 400 people that became a part of this. What if another 400 decides to do the same thing we did? And now we're looking at a few years later, we have going on 70,000, I think between 65, 66, 67,000 people. That means that there are other people that will do what we do. And when we reveal to them, in a lot of cases is a revelation, because they have to get past the idea of hearing it first, then believing it, and then understanding that it's true, that there's no fear in becoming a part of Short Free Mart. There is no risk in becoming part of Short Free Mart. And then to have on the other side, what we have to actually offer is just so powerful that sometimes it's hard to get people to really accept it. And so that's I always say that's our biggest challenge, getting people to believe who we are and we do what we say we do. So yeah, thank you, Coach Pate, for sharing that. And I really do believe that is people like yourself and Coach Kim and all the other leaders that are part of this company. I know Tassel Daly was on last week. I was hoping she can come on again this week and share some information, some insight on what because I know she has been a real powerful leader in this company and building it. But the fact that, you know what, you just put the effort and the time into it and you will start to see the result. Tassel, are you on a call today?
Oh yes, good morning, CJ and everyone. I think I was the first one to come on this morning.
Oh, okay.
I just love the show and don't want to be late at all. Yes, I'm here.
Well, thank you. So what was resonating through your mind as we were going through this show this morning? Tell us a little bit about some of your experiences with the fact that this industry affords us to be able to live our dreams.
You know, CJ, I just want to reiterate what you said earlier, and for maybe the callers who came on late.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you spoke about low startup costs, and this was what attracted me to Shop Free Mart from the very inception of me being online, not really searching for another company, but when I stumbled upon Shop Free Mart and I saw the word free to join,
right.
Free to earn, I said, wow, you know, you can start a network marketing business with either very little investment or no investment at all. In most cases, your initial investment you are required to pay as startup capital will not even come close to your earning potential. And to think, this is true of Shop Free Mart. So I like this about Shop Free Mart. Low startup costs. Another thing you mentioned was leverage. Now, as we know, leverage is by far the single most important advantage in a profession like this one, by allowing people to work smarter, not harder. You know, this is a people industry, meaning that if we are working together as a team, we can leverage, use human resources. So I like that about Shop Free Mart or this industry that we are in. Another thing that I like is passive residual income. Yes. Last week I shared on the show that last week, Saturday, I went on a cruise. I went on an island and didn't do anything about Shop Free Mart, just relaxed. But Sunday morning when I logged into my Shop Free Mart members area, I made money Saturday, Sunday. That's true passive residual income. So I like that about Shop Free Mart and this industry. Now, another thing that I like about this industry is international business owner. We are international business owner, meaning that we have members, we have partners worldwide. We have partners in over 120 countries. So it's not just here. For example, if you have a brick and mortar business, it might just where your location is. But with this industry, you have business partner worldwide. I like that. Another thing that I like about this is huge tax perks. Many people don't know this, but when you have a business like Shop Free Mart, you save a lot. When you do your taxes and you claim for travel, entertainment, your light, you know, even part of your home that you might use as an home office. There are so many things, and it could, you know, take me a long time to say this, so I'm just giving you the salient points here. Another thing that I like is time freedom. We like time, you know, freedom, time to do whatever we want to do. For example, when you have a job, when I was a teacher, I remember I would get up early, 5 o'clock in the morning. I have to be out of the house by 6:30 to be at school at 7:30. So my time there is set. But with this, I can work at any hour. I can work at 10 o'clock. I can work at 12 at the night, whenever I want. So we have time freedom with our this industry here.
Right.
Another thing is support. Right now, to prove it, we are here on this call. Great leaders like Coach Kim and Coach Pate and UCJ and everyone else, and Earl and everyone else who is on the call that I don't know. And we have support. We support each other here.
Yes.
Different people are doing different calls throughout the days,
Yes.
throughout the night.
Yes.
So we are supporting each other. And
Yes.
this is what I like about Shop Free Mart. Another thing that I like is personal development. Yes. Since I am in this industry, I have learned so much. I've learned how to get along with people. I've learned how not to be selfish. I've learned how to speak. I've learned how to get out of my comfort zone.
Right.
As Dr. Breakthrough would say, your breakthrough is on the other side of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So even with Dr. Breakthrough 21 days, challenge, breakthrough challenge, that is helping us to get ourselves developed personally, and also the noonday calls and different training sessions that we have. That is helping us greatly, tremendously.
Right.
Another thing that I like, as I said, the training. Another thing is personal branding. Now, people don't understand that, don't understand this. People will join Shop Free Mart, maybe not because of the product only. People will join it because they like you. So personal branding is very important. How do you treat people?
Right.
How are you selfish? Is it all about you? Do you reach out to your people? Do you help your senior success line, your junior success line?
Right.
You know, even people who are not even in your success line, so to speak.
Wow.
Personal branding has to do with how people see you, how you carry yourself, and that is very important, and I like that in this industry. And last but not least is impacting the lives of others. Oh, yes, impacting other people's lives. That is what we do. Each one helping the other. And because we love the products, and the products are changing our lives, and it's also changing our lives not only health-wise, but financially wise. We are not selfish. We are sharing the love by impacting the world everywhere we go, with everyone we meet. I just love Shop Free Mart, and I do hope that everyone who has not yet joined Shop Free Mart will get back to the person who invited you to this call and come on board today. And if you are on or with Shop Free Mart already and you're sleeping, wake up. Wake up. Back to you, CJ.
Amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Tassel. You get me fired up. I was taking copious notes as you were talking. In fact, as all our leaders came on today, I want to thank you for sharing and supporting, like Dr. Tassel said. I was taking notes because we're going to continue this conversation next week, and there's so much I want to share with you. But I just want to say real quick that we're here every week, GMAP1.com, 10 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Central. If you can go on to YouTube later on in this afternoon and future days, if you want to share this with others, have them go to YouTube and go to GMAP1.com/CJ Coach Kim, and so that they can see this TV broadcast again and hear all the wonderful information that we disseminated today, because I really, truly am excited about what we're doing here at Shop Free Mart. I'm committed. My heart is here like the rest of you, and we want to share this with the world. Next week, we're going to talk about something that's a little bit more intriguing. I don't know if we'll have a special guest next week. Maybe we will, but I know we will have some in future shows. But I really want to tighten this whole concept of this industry up next week, because there's one word that makes a difference when it comes to network marketing, to referral marketing, to this industry of direct sales. There's one word that's so important. I didn't get to talk about that today. So we're going to talk about that one word next week. You have to tune in to find out what that one word is, though. You have to come back next week, and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about what is the alternatives. If you don't do this network marketing or referral marketing or be a part of this industry, what are the alternatives? Are you a doctor, a lawyer? Do you want to start your own business? Do you have the money to start a franchise? Are you specialized in some area where you can go and build something different? Those are some of the alternatives. We're going to talk about that next week and compare those alternatives to the reality of what Shop Free Mart is. So come on back next week. Oh, my goodness, it's 10 o'clock already. I really, really don't understand where the time goes. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. I look forward to coming in and being a part of the show. In fact, I have a special announcement I'm going to make next week. We come on and we talk about this show as a way of presenting Shop Free Mart to the world. But I was talking with my producer and technician and owner of GMAP One, Pastor Kevin Strada, and I said to him, you know what? I need a name for this show. I have a name for the show. I think we have a name for this show that we're going to start with next week. But I will share that with you next week, along with what our topic is. Our main topic is going to be about next week, in the whole realm of this, being in this industry of referral marketing, network marketing, direct sales. Because again, as I said at the beginning, I truly believe this is the truly purest level playing field for the average person that's looking to make a difference, and not only in their lives, but in the lives of their family and the lives of others, not just in their community, but all around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful show. We pray God's blessing on you this day, that you have a wonderful Shop Free Mart. Stay hydrated, okay? And we see you in Branson, guys. See you next week. Love you. Have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.